You dropped 200 million building 14 pure silver coffins for your family, then spent $1 trillion constructing a full-on solid silver bunker, then made a worldwide announcement. You were buying up silver. Top dollar. People heard about it, sold off their own silver, and laughed at you for being a total fool. But you just smiled and said nothing. You kept buying silver at a premium, because you knew the sun was about to turn blood red. When that happened, animals would evolve, plants would mutate, and even the clothes on your back and the food in your hands could turn demonic. Countless humans would be transformed in this disaster, becoming flesh-eating monsters. But people wearing silver were shocked to find they hadn't turned. Instead, they'd awakened insane abilities, becoming awakened. And the more silver they'd absorbed, the stronger they were. In your past life, like most people, you'd only absorbed trace silver from your phone. You didn't turn into a monster, but you became livestock for those who did, theirs to slaughter as they pleased. Now you've been reborn, 3 months before the apocalypse. Your first move was calling your second uncle to take back control of your parents' company. Then you had your people hunt down the finest silversmiths in the business. Right now, you're sitting in the chairman's office, and beside you stands a sharp-looking secretary named Lu Fang. She's holding a stack of files and reporting to you. Director Chen, we've secured 300 tons of fine silver, and the best silversmiths have been brought in. Hearing that, the tension in your brow eases just a little. 300 tons of silver is more than enough to build the coffins. But after the catastrophe, silver will be classified as military resources. This amount is still nowhere near enough. And if your go-to snacks, sausages, little buns, suddenly turn into little demons, you'll need silver containers to stop the transformation. So the plan is to build a massive pure silver warehouse to store survival supplies, and it'll double as a bunker. 3 months isn't enough for a full build, but a basic conversion should be totally doable. After a few days of digging into the details, you had a solid plan locked in. You called an all-hands meeting, 20-plus top executives seated around the long conference table. You laid out the orders. 1. Everything except the micro-nuclear fusion battery division gets sold off within 10 days. 2. Buy up silver bars and silver jewelry worldwide. No cap, but purity is non-negotiable. 3. Purchase 500 S3 jetpack units. 4. Purchase 100 G7 civilian power loaders. 5. Set up an S3 and G7 production line in the abandoned old district. The second you finished talking, executives were already jumping out of their seats. Are you getting played? If we actually do this, the company is done. But you looked them dead in the eye. This is a decision, not up for discussion. The executives erupted, half of them threatening to quit on the spot. But you knew these people. Most had built this company from the ground up with your father loyal to the bone. You wanted to keep them. After the catastrophe, every single one of them would be a critical asset. You held up 3 fingers. Give me 3 months. Anyone who stays gets double the salary and a stake in the company. The second they heard raise in equity, the whole room lit up. Right then, one of the older executives told you the underground civil defense facility you'd acquired was fully secured. Construction could kick off tomorrow. You gave a quick nod, then climbed into the company's stretch Lincoln. The driver was a strong, sharp-featured woman named Lin Chu, 3 years older than you, and your bodyguard and personal driver. Lin Chu came from a martial arts family. When she was 9, she and her grandfather were hunted down. Your father saved them just as her grandfather was fading, and after he passed, she stayed with the Chen family and grew up alongside you. In your past life, if she hadn't awakened as an awakened and had your back, you'd have been dead a long time ago. Once in the car, you asked Lin Chu how the school withdrawal process was going for your younger siblings. She answered, "Everyone from the oldest down is done. Little 8 was too young to formally withdraw, so I got him a long-term leave. They're all home now." Satisfied, you nodded and told her to go bring 3 instructors, Yamagami, Fukada, and Aioi, down from the mountain. Then call Professor Gao Mingxuan at Sakura University and let him know his 3 favorite models are ready and waiting. Lin Qiu's brow furrowed slightly, but knowing you as well as she did, she knew you were no creep, so she let it go. Not long after, the car pulled up to a luxury villa. You spotted your 8 younger siblings waiting inside. You laid it out. Starting today, every one of you does 800 push-ups and 1,000 squats a day, and in your free time, you train martial arts with Lin Qiu. All 8 went pale, but one look at your expression, and they nodded without a word of protest. With that handled, you headed upstairs and made a call. "Yo, Feige, your guys solid?" "Director Chen, relax. My 100 guys are all ride or die. We've been through hell together." You say go left, not a single one of them would dare go right. The voice on the other end was Luo Chengfei, a retired soldier in his early 40s who'd opened a security firm after leaving the military, but the business tanked and left him 800K in debt. When the weight got to be too much and he was ready to end it all, you stepped in and turned his company around, and from that moment on, Luo Chengfei was completely loyal to you. Now with the security team locked in, you walked to the window and quietly waited for the instructors to arrive. The next day, in the 3rd-floor studio of the villa, a man was carefully painting portraits of the 3 instructors, and that man was Sakura University Professor Gao Mingxuan. In your past life, during the apocalypse, the professor didn't just develop weapons and medicine, he also created a breathing technique that could awaken human abilities. That's exactly why you went through all this to bring him here. Now that you had him on board, you told him everything, your rebirth and the end of the world arriving in 1 month. You half expected him not to believe you, but the guy bought it immediately and started laying out a whole theory to back it up. You seized the moment and asked Gao Mingxuan to stay and keep researching. With everything in place, the day before the catastrophe finally arrived. That day, you walked in carrying a small iron cage. Inside was a scraggly-looking cat that had been mocked and rejected by people its whole life for being ugly. All that hatred built up, and when the catastrophe hit, the cat transformed into a demon, becoming a nightmare for many. You carried the cage into a woman's room. Standing across from you was a strikingly beautiful woman in her early 20s. Fair skin, rosy cheeks, naturally big doe eyes. The only thing slightly off was a small baby bump that didn't quite fit the picture. The woman stared at you with a cold smirk. She stepped back 2 paces. What the hell do you want?